Hi children, welcome back. This is Vijaya here. So as I promised that we shall be coming with another segment of 9th class English language and literature. So today what are we going to start? Any guesses? Yes, we are going to start a new poem called Wind, which is written by originally in Tamil by Subramania Bharati, who is a very popular and very famous poet in Tamil. But as we have the same poem in English language, it has been translated into English. Who translated it? It is A.K. Ramanujan. So I'll just show you. Please look at. The poem is Wind, Children, which is written originally in Tamil by Subramania Bharati and which is translated in English by A.K. Ramanujan. Because of course in extract based questions, who is the poet, then again you will have a confusion whether to write Subramania Bharati's name or A.K. Ramanujan's. So you will need to specifically mention that originally it is written in Tamil by Subramania Bharati and translated into English by A.K. Ramanujan. So both the names you must write. Is everybody clear? And are you all ready with your ebooks also? And open page number 30, children. Yes, and also running notes. Before we start the poem, I just give you an activity. Just write down the word W-I-N-D, wind, in your running notes and try to give me as many synonyms as possible. Wind is an ordinary word. The air around us is also wind, right? I just have already given one synonym. So now you please try to jot down at least a few more synonyms of the word wind. I shall give you a minute of time. Here we go. Your minute of time starts now. Do it. Hope all of you are doing it. Wind. Try to get the words in your own mother tongue. Then translate them into English. Yes. How many words you are ready with? 10? Got stuck with 5? Yes. Now I am going to show you the synonyms of the word wind. So please take them down. I'll just show you and then I also read them for you. Please all of you look at the synonyms of the word wind. The first word is air current. Second is breeze. Third is hurricane. Then is a drought. Then breathe, puff, gale. Is everybody clear? I hope all of you might also have written down these words. Then let's quickly go ahead with what is what. How far each one of them is different with another one. First one, air current. As I said, I started with air, the word. Air we experience and feel around us, right? That air, do you think constantly it blows the same way always? No. Is it accurate? No. So that's the reason we can call it as what? Air current, like how you see the water, like water currents also in the sea water, no? Similarly, air also, it keeps moving ups and downs, you see this movement. So that's air current. Then breeze, like in the summer evenings, no, you want to chill out. Then where do you usually prefer to go? Like banks of the rivers. Or else, yes, the beaches you want to visit there, where you see the air blowing across the cool water, cool region. So you will see breeze. So you will really enjoy that kind of environment, especially in summers. Then you will see hurricane. Hurricane is nothing but what? Very heavy wind, which usually you see during the cyclones, which would distract completely everything. Then drought. Drought is something, in a confined room. For example, AC, air condition, like these days summer, no? Like we usually use the ACs in our room. In confined diameter of a room, we'll really enjoy the chilled air, confined area. In a rectangular room or in a square room, that diameter which has specific measurements where you really enjoy the cool air is called drought. Similarly, There is a puff also. Puff is nothing but, usually you will take a puff. That's called puff. Taking in and blowing it out. Puff with the mouth. Then breathe, inhale. Inhale and exhale. What you do is definitely that's breathing. Then gale is nothing but a strong wind. It's called gale. Sometimes it comes along with the sounds also. Like whenever it crosses and comes whenever you come across this kind of wind, where usually even you will feel the sounds also. So see children, an ordinary word of wind has got many synonyms. Then where to use these synonyms and why do we really need to learn these synonyms? That is to make appropriate use of the word where it is required to be inserted in any of the sentences. It's not the same word, you can always use it, isn't it? So according to the situation, which word would be suiting appropriately, accurately, you will need to use that word. So today's our hero is wind. Then before starting the poem, just let me give you an introduction about something which Indians had really faced before independence. As you all know, during independence struggle, the British tried to take over India completely. Taking over in the sense, ruling. So that kind of an act is called, suppressing. They tried to suppress us. Because they have become the commanders there. They used to command us to do what and what not to do. They used to command us and we used to follow. So they used to always suppress us. If at all we want to revolt also, they used to kill the revolters. They used to immediately assassinate the revolters. That is how many of the great leaders have sacrificed their lives during the independence struggle of India, as you all know it. So there are two categories of people in the world, children. The one is the suppressor who is being suppressed. Then the opposite of the suppressor is an oppressor. The one who commands always on others is an oppressor. So oppressors, always they try to suppress the people. They only command and they try to push them low. So always in all the elements in any of the societies, if you see, you will definitely find these kind of people. Wherever, in an ordinary game when you play also, children, among your group of 10 people or 12 people around also, you will definitely see 1 or 2 people of this kind. If at all they are out of the game also, they won't accept. They keep saying that no, I am not out. You are mistaken, and they try to let you be convinced that what they say is right. So that is how they try to make themselves to be the oppressors and they try to suppress you. Then finally you feel, fine, yeah, come on, let us give another chance to him. Let him play once again. So initially, as it is not that harmful, you will take it light and you will take it easy and you will just keep moving the same way. But the same mentality, the nature, that attitude, it leads to suppression and oppression. Is everybody clear? What I mean to say is, there are two categories of people. Then how far this suppression and oppression has something to do with our poem Wind? Let us see now. So now all of you, please take a pencil and please point out at each of the words of the poem, which is very, very, very important. So now let's go with the poem The Wind, which is written by Subramania Bharati in Tamil and translated into English by A.K. Ramanujan. So please look at the first line of the word. I'm just reading it first, then I shall explain you word by word. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters. Crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strongholds. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to form the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. So very sarcastically he has said about the nature of the wind here in comparison with the people around us having suppression and oppression. So the whole of the theme, once I just complete a part of it, I shall tell you. Meanwhile, you also can start guessing. So now here we go with the paraphrasing. Word to word meaning I shall just give you with the explanation. Please listen carefully. So wind comes softly. So here the poet is talking to the wind and he is just addressing the wind, calling. Like for example, you are Raju, you are Ravi, you are Anil, you are Rajni, you are Manasa. So you will call you with your name. Hey, hi Manasa, please come slowly. Don't run fast. We keep telling, right? Similarly, when here the poet is calling the wind, saying that wind comes softly. So how does he want the wind to come? He was wanting the wind to come softly. If it doesn't come softly, children, what would happen? Of course, it would cause a lot of disturbance around us. So let us see what happens next. And he also says, don't break the shutters of the windows. So see children, don't break. It is starting with, don't break the shutters of the windows. If the wind starts blowing hard, if it is not soft and it is very hard with a lot of force and pressure, what would happen? If you not bolt them correctly, the window glasses and window shutters, what would happen, children? They will definitely be broken. Then he says, please don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers when you are just doing a homework and when you are like very busy studying something, having many of the papers in your in front of you, having many of the books in front of you. Then if all of a sudden wind blows in, what would happen? All those papers what you kept in front of them, they'll start scattering here and there. They just keep flying here and there. It causes a lot of inconvenience and also disturbance for the work. Then also he says further, don't throw down the books on the shelf. So what if the books are arranged so neatly in your bookshelf? Even if the wind is much more stronger, there is a chance of all the books falling down on the floor also. See children, keenly you please observe the second, third and fourth lines here. All the last three lines, in this first stanza. Don't break the shutters. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books. All these are starting with don't, imperative sentence, and continuously, consecutively, like in each and every line the same word is being repeatedly used, don't. So this kind of device is called anaphora. Like we have many figures of speeches and poetic devices which we use it to describe the poem, right? Similarly here it is called anaphora. Anaphora is nothing but repeated word which is being used consequently in each one of the lines. So what is the word which is being used here? It is don't. So it's called anaphora. Then let's see further what does he say. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. So as on he was just going on telling that don't break shutters, don't scatter the papers, don't put the books down from the shelf. As he was going on doing it, try to visualize as the poet is sitting in one of his rooms and where he could feel this wind coming through the windows inside, and he's going on requesting the wind to come softly and not to break the window shutters, not to scatter the papers, not to put the books down from the shelf. As he was going on requesting, but the damage has already taken place. As he was going on requesting, the wind did not listen and it entered into the room. Then by looking at the damage, again the poet is saying, come on, as whatever I said you did not listen to me. Now see there, look that. What you did, what has been done by you, please look at that damage. You threw them all down. I was going on requesting you to not to do it and you have already done it. You already have broken my shutters of my window. You scattered all my papers, and also you made all my books which are being set properly in my shelf, and let them all be fallen down on the floor. See what is the damage you have done. See the beauty, children, here, as if the poet is directly talking to the wind, as if window is also a man. Let's see further what happens. And also he says, you tore the pages of the books. When the books have been fallen on the floor from the shelf, as the wind was so strong, what happened, children? Even the pages of the book also got torn. So he says that you tore my books also, and you brought rain again. Then finally it led to what? That heavy wind, it led to the rain. So now you even brought the rain also for the further destruction. So he's saying that what are all the things you are doing? My dear wind, why don't you please listen to me? Why don't you come softly? Therein you have ended up bringing the rain also here. And he compliments the wind, saying, you are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Then he says that when I am going on requesting you, instead you listen to me, you are making fun of me because you know that I am helpless, I can't do it. I cannot stop you entering into my house. Can we stop, children? When you see heavy wind blowing, can you stop it with your hands? Though you are like a Superman or a big Batman, can you do it? Can we stop, children? No. So that's what the poet says, that you know that I am helpless. You are making fun of me. Poking, the word is used. Poking fun at weaklings. Poking at is making fun. Weaklings is helpless. Is everybody clear, children? And tomorrow in the next session we shall continue further. So before we conclude, shall we go with a quick recap, children? So main theme, as I said, once I complete at least part of the explanation, I shall give you the main theme. This wind, the poem, it really conveys a beautiful message to the humanity, to the human beings, telling that one has to be strong mentally and physically as well. If at all one finds to be weak, always the strong category people who try to dominate us. That's what I was telling you, oppressors and suppressors. So try to make yourselves to be as strong as possible to face any of the challenges in your life. See, children, any of the poems or any of the lessons, whatever you come across in the language of English, they would definitely convey some beautiful message which would definitely be very helpful for our life to lead successfully. So therein the theme is one must be strong. If you are strong, you can face anything. So one must be strong. Is everybody clear? So as I shall be serving you the worksheet, please do attempt all the question, and next session we shall conclude the poem as well. So this is Vijaya signing off. Goodbye, children.